Welcome to POM Training Module number 5. This is not just another workshop. This is the launch pad for real duplication. This is the moment where confidence gets built and momentum gets multiplied. Today, we go deep into the art of setting solid appointments and the mindset of becoming a great trainee. Let me say this up front. Your future as a leader does not begin when you speak from stage. It begins here, in how you show up when you're still learning, in how you prepare for every meeting, in how you move with intention before anyone is watching. Because the truth is, every great trainer was once a great trainee. In this session, you'll discover how to position yourself for success before the meeting even begins, what to say and not say during BPMs and field appointments, how to play your role in the ABC system with power and posture, and how to earn mentorship by how you show up. This is your moment to shift from being a participant to becoming a partner in leadership, from showing up to take notes to showing up to be duplicated. So buckle in, be present, and let's build the foundation that will carry your business to the next level. Let's go. Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen a championship team where the players didn't know their positions? Of course not. Basketball has point guards. Football has quarterbacks. Business has roles too. And in our system, those roles are A, B, and C. A is for advisor, the trainer. The A brings posture. The A brings structure. The A brings confidence. When a guest meets an advisor, it's like meeting the professor instead of a student. The trust is transferred instantly. Imagine walking into a courtroom. Would you rather hear from the intern or the attorney? The A is the attorney. They know the playbook. They carry the posture. They move the energy of the room. B is for bridge, the trainee. This is where you come in. Your job is not to explain. Your job is to connect. You're the bridge between potential and proof, between curiosity and clarity. Think of Amazon Prime. It doesn't make the product. It delivers it, fast and smooth. That's what you do. You deliver trust. You deliver access. You don't need to be the expert. You just need to know how to edify one. And that alone makes you powerful. C is for client. This is where transformation begins. The C shows up curious. They hear the story. They experience the system. And guess what? The best clients become the next bridges. The best guests become the next teammates. Because when someone feels seen, served, and supported, they lean in, they ask questions, they say yes. Now let's pull this together. You don't run a one-man show. You run a 3-role relay. A hands power to B. B leads C to clarity. And C becomes the next B. That's system. That's scale. Let me give you a mic drop truth. Confusion kills momentum. Clarity builds duplication. So never forget your role. Play it with excellence and honor the roles around you. This is how we build belief. This is how we earn trust. This is how we duplicate leadership. A, B, C. Simple, scalable, unstoppable. Let me give it to you straight. How you show up as a trainee is exactly how people will decide if they want to follow you. Trainings aren't just education. They're auditions for leadership. Because if you're not a great learner, you'll never become a great leader. Let me ask you something. Would you invest your time in someone who never listens? Would you open doors for someone who constantly interrupts? Would you put your name behind someone who doesn't follow through? Neither would your trainer. Respect earns attention. Humility attracts mentorship. Think of every great leader you know. Steve Jobs wasn't born a CEO. He was mentored by Mike Markula, a quiet man who saw his hunger, his teachability, his fire. Kobe Bryant, he didn't become Mamba by himself. He studied Jordan, obsessed over tape, showed up first, left last. And every time his coach asked, "Are you ready?" he was. Your trainer is watching the same thing, not your results, your readiness. Do you take notes? Do you confirm appointments? Do you ask questions with intention? Do you make your trainer's job easier or harder? Because here's the truth. A good trainee wins their trainer's time, time that multiplies your results. Every trainer is busy. They've got momentum. They've got people waiting for help. But when they see you showing up with excellence, because they know you're the one who will duplicate. And duplication is the heart of leadership. The better the trainee, the faster the duplication. So be the kind of student you'd one day want to teach. Because that's how leadership begins. This is your time. Let me ask you something bold. Would you train someone like you? Because that's the real test. Not how excited you are, not how much potential you have, but how well you're preparing to be coached. See, in this business, your growth isn't based on luck, it's based on readiness. You don't attract mentorship with noise. You attract it with discipline. Did you complete your orientation? Have you submitted your PFS? Do you have a top 25 prospect list ready to go? These aren't busy work. These are the pre-qualifications for momentum. It's like showing up to flight school with your helmet, checklist, and license in hand. No trainer wants to work with someone who isn't even buckled in. And more importantly, do you believe? Not just in yourself, but in the company, the system, and your trainer? Because belief isn't invisible. Belief shows up in how you talk about in how you defend your team, in how you keep showing up, even when it's uncomfortable. Let me take it even deeper. John Wooden, legendary coach of 10 NCAA titles, used to say, "You show me your preparation, and I'll tell you how far you'll go." Your trainer is watching the same thing. They're not asking if you're perfect. They're asking, is this person serious enough for my time? Your mindset is the magnet for mentorship. You don't get access just because you ask. You get access because you're ready. So every time you wonder why someone else is growing faster, ask yourself, would you want to train someone like you? If the answer is yes, keep going. You're on track. If the answer is no, change that today. Because once you qualify yourself, leaders will show up to walk you further than you ever. Let me tell you something most people don't realize. Winning doesn't begin when the BPM starts. It begins in the preparation room. Because success is not an event. It's a series of choices made before the spotlight. You don't walk into a championship and wing it. You train, you rehearse, you align the team. And in our system, BPMs are championships, so your preparation must be intentional. First, confirm with your guests 48 hours before. Why? Because reminders create responsibility. And people respect what you respect. Even in the corporate world, Apple doesn't launch a product without multiple internal run-throughs. Why should your guest experience be any less important? Second, talk to your trainer beforehand. Set the goal, set the tone, set the roles. You're not showing up to watch. You're showing up to win. And strategy always beats spontaneity. Third, dress sharp and arrive early. Why? Because first impressions don't get second chances. Barack Obama once said, if you want people to believe you can lead the country, you better look like you can lead the room. Your outfit is your posture. Your timing is your tone. Your presence is your platform. Yes, finally. That's short for moment of momentum zone. The first few minutes where your guest steps into our world. Energy, smiles, confidence, introductions. This is where they feel this is different. This is organized. This feels right. Because here's the truth. The BPM doesn't sell the opportunity. The environment sells the feeling. And people buy the feeling. Set the tone. Set the expectation. Set up success. That's what preparation is all about. Let me set the scene. You've confirmed your guest. You've arrived early. You're dressed sharp. You're ready. Now the BPM begins. And here's where most new agents get it wrong. They think this is the time to prove themselves. No, this is not your moment to perform. This is your moment to anchor. Let me explain. If the speaker is the pilot, you're not the co-pilot. You're the flight attendant who makes sure your guest feels safe, focused, and confident in the journey. Your role is not to take attention. Your role is to protect intention. Take notes, watch your guest, mirror their energy. You're not a statue. You're a barometer of the room. When they sit up with them. When they nod with them. When they smile, because leadership is caught more than it is taught. Your guest will mirror you before they believe the message. Ready? If your guest asks a question, pass it to the speaker. Don't answer it. Don't show off what you know. Why? Because edification loses power when you interrupt it. Let the expert be the expert, and let the system work as designed. Bring the energy. Don't just react. Lead with presence. Be a thermostat, not a thermometer. A thermometer rises and falls with the room. A thermostat sets the temperature. When the speaker's energy drops, you help lift it. When the guest looks uncertain, you stay grounded. You are the emotional anchor. Because here's the real truth. Your energy teaches your guest how to think. If you're distracted, they'll doubt. If you're silent, they'll question. If you're present and proud, they'll lean in. This isn't about stealing the show. It's about holding the space. So be the anchor, be the model, be the guide. This is how you turn curiosity into conviction. The BPM just ended. Your guest is still processing. Their emotions are still open. Their curiosity is still fresh. This moment is your window, and how you handle it will determine whether the fire grows or fizzles. Let me give you the golden rule. Don't pitch, don't pause, just pivot. You're not here to summarize the BPM. You're here to anchor the emotion and take the next step. Start with something simple. Wasn't that amazing? Or what part stood out to you the most? Why? Because questions open the brain, statements close it, and you don't want your guest to decide right now. You want them to explore. Remember, clarity comes through conversation. Then pull out the form. Fill it out together. Don't make it formal, make it flow. Let's grab this real quick while it's fresh. Then I'll schedule your one-to-one with my trainer. You're not asking for the next step. You're guiding toward it with confidence and calm. Top leaders in every industry, from Amazon to Nike, optimize next steps while the experience is warm, because they know momentum has a half-life. And here's a huge warning. Don't explain the business. Don't try to be the closer. Don't fall into, let me add just one more thing. Your role is not to become the expert. Your role is to bring them back to the expert. Let the system do the heavy lifting. The more you talk, the more you lose. And here's the power trifecta: urgency, energy, appointment. Set the appointment before they leave. Energy is contagious, and urgency creates movement. Because your guest's future doesn't change from what they heard, it changes from what happens next. So let's recap. Ask a light question, fill the form together, book the next appointment, don't overtalk, don't oversell. Your guest is ready if you're ready. Let's go help them take that step. Let me say something loud and clear. A solid appointment doesn't start at the table. It starts. What happens before the door opens often determines what happens after the meeting ends. And this is not just about showing up. It's about setting up with precision, with posture, with purpose. Step 1. Confirm the time, the place, and most importantly, the mindset. Text your trainer. Double check your client. Visualize that you're not hoping for things to go right. You're preparing to make them right. Even NASA runs a full checklist before every launch, because clarity before execution eliminates chaos during it. Step 2. Kick up your trainer. Drive the tone. You're not just offering transportation. You're setting talk strategy. Share your vision for the client and eliminate guesswork from your trainer's plate. Great quarterbacks set up their receivers with timing and accuracy. You are the quarterback today. Step 3. Edify your trainer with excellence. Don't downplay. Don't oversell. Just lift them up with truth, confidence, and gratitude. This is the person who's helped dozens of families plan their future. I wanted you to hear directly from them. That line builds trust before the first sentence is even spoken. Make your trainer the hero of the room, and your credibility will rise with them. Step 4. Dress sharp and eliminate distractions. Own the moment. Look like you believe in what you're doing. Because clients don't just buy what you say, they buy what you embody. Your phone? Off. Your vibe? Calm. Your presence? Focused. You're not just watching a meeting, you're curating and let me land this. The best appointments feel like trust, not tension, like guidance, not pressure, like partnership, not a pitch. And it all starts with how you set this. This is how great field appointments begin. And it's how leaders are born in the quiet moments before anything is said. This is the moment you step into the real world, not theory, not slides, not Zoom. This is field training, and how you show up here determines how far you'll go out there. Let me be clear. You are not an audience member. You are not a fly on the wall. You are a student of leadership in real time. Observe everything, the words your trainer uses, the transitions between stories, but way objections are handled with calm, not panic, because every pause, every tone shift, every smile is sales is not a script, it's a symphony, and you are here to study the conductor. Take notes, take responsibility, not just what was said, but why it was said. Why did they share a story at that moment? Why did we pivot when the client raised a concern? Success leaves clues, and your notebook should be full of them. In the NFL, rookies don't just play, they film study. They watch every play, every miss, every micro win. Why should your business be any different? Acknowledge your trainer. Support both sides. Your posture in that meeting speaks volumes. Are you present? Are you nodding when your trainer makes a great point? Are you showing the client that this is a professional team, not a one-man show? Clap with your face, encourage with your eyes. Be a source of calm energy in the room. Because when your trainer feels supported, they flow better. And when the client sees unity, they trust faster. And here's the big one. You are not just watching sales, you're learning leadership. You're learning how to handle pressure, how to hold space, how to move people from doubt to decision. You're learning how to show up with power, posture, and presence. This is not just practice. This is preparation. So lean in, take notes, and one day soon, you'll be leading this appointment, and someone else will be watching you. You've made it this far. You did the invite. You set the stage. You brought them into the system. Now comes the most important 10 minutes of the entire process, the close. But let me tell you something most people get wrong. Closing is not about pressure. It's about precision. And it starts with knowing your cue. Stay quiet. Let the trainer lead. This is not your spotlight moment. This is your discipline moment. Silence isn't awkward. Silence is strategic. Abraham Lincoln once said, "Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak and remove all doubt." In this moment, silence builds trust. Let the expert guide. Let posture do the work. Let energy flow without interruption. When the trainer invites you to share, do it right. Not long, not scripted, not dramatic. Just your truth. Before I started, I was working hard but getting nowhere. This system gave me clarity, and I just wanted my friends to see what I saw. That's it. Brief, honest, relatable. Your story should build belief, not steal the spotlight. If it's a recruit, give them belief. Tell them what you saw, what changes in you, why they're not alone. If it's a sale, give confidence. Talk about how your own plan gave you peace of mind. Let them borrow your certainty. People don't move because of logic. They move because of emotional transfer. And your energy is the message. And before you leave, always schedule the next step. No, we'll follow up. No, we'll think about it. Pull out the calendar. Lock it in. Because fortune favors the prepared, and momentum favors the bold. Let me leave you with this. Great trainees know when to speak, but more importantly, they know when to stop. Your restraint is your respect. Your timing is your wisdom. Your quiet confidence is your close. This is how we lead. This is how we win. The appointment is over. The guest has gone home. The trainer has closed strong. Now what? This is where true professionals separate from casual participants. Because what happens after the training is what shapes your next breakthrough. First, thank your trainer every time, not just for manners, not just to be polite. Thank them because they just gave you something that money can't buy: their time, their experience, their influence. Even the greatest minds in the world, from Warren Buffett to Tony Robbins, thank their mentors constantly because gratitude keeps you grounded and coachable. Then recap the appointment. What worked? What felt strong? Where did your guest pause? Where did they light up? Ask questions. Take responsibility. You're not just watching the play, you're reviewing the film. Best teams in history: Patriots, Bulls, Warriors. They What you reflect on is what you refine, and what you refine multiplies. Follow up with your guest. Don't leave it to chance. Don't disappear and hope they text you. Reach out. Be consistent. Reinforce the trust that was built, because one message of follow through is worth more than 10 messages of hype. And finally, remember this: every great trainer was once a great trainee. They asked, they watched, they stayed humble, they took notes, they followed up, and slowly they became someone worth following. You're not just attending appointments, you're building foundations. This is where duplication starts. This is where leadership takes root. And this is how your system scales. So thank your mentor, recap with intention, follow up with purpose, and get ready, because soon it'll be your turn to lead. You've come a long way. You've learned the structure. You've practiced the posture. You've experienced the power of the system. But now, let me give you the part that too many skip over: what not to do. Because success is not just about what you do, it's about what you stop doing. Mistake number 1: interrupting your trainer. Let's get one thing clear. When your trainer is leading a BPM, a one-on-one, or a close, they're not just speaking. They're managing energy, psychology, momentum. And when you cut in, you break the rhythm. You disrupt the trust. You shift the authority. Even the greatest teams in history, like the 1990s Bulls or today's Navy SEAL units, know when to speak and when to stay silent. Discipline isn't silence, it's strategy. Mistake 2: talking too much or being too quiet. Some people can't stop talking. They over-explain, overshare, overwhelm the guest. Others say nothing, leaving their guest confused or unanchored. Both extremes cost you credibility. But speak when invited, speak with intention, speak to edify, not to impress. Presence isn't volume, it's timing. Mistake number 3: not setting expectations, not edifying, not preparing. This is the soft sabotage. You didn't prep your guest. You didn't talk to your trainer. You didn't set up the environment. So what happens? Your guest walks in uncertain. Your trainer is caught off guard. The whole meeting feels off. Excellence is always in the preparation. You don't win games on the field. You win them in the locker room. And the golden rule: always be coachable. No matter how much you think you know, no matter how many appointments you've run, no matter how good you feel, there's always another level. And the moment you stop learning is the moment your team stops growing. The best leaders stay the best students. So if you want to stand out, get the basics right. Protect the system. Be coachable every time, every room, every role. You've seen the system. You've walked through the steps. You've learned what works and what doesn't. Now it's time to make a decision. Who are you becoming? Today's great trainee is tomorrow's great trainer. That's not a cliche. That's a pattern. Because every leader you admire, every mentor you trust, every legend in business started out as a student. Oprah, Elon, Kobe, Buffett, Mandela, Jobs. All of them were mentored. All of them were coached. All of them showed up when no one was watching. That's where leadership is born. in the quiet moments of discipline. Be reliable, be coachable, be committed. Show up when it's boring. Take notes when it's hard. Lean in when it's uncomfortable. Because every act of consistency compounds. Every moment of humility earns credibility. Every yes to mentorship is a step toward mastery. Respect the process, and soon you'll lead it. The system is not just a framework, it's a legacy. It's been tested, refined, proven, and now it's yours to carry forward. You don't need to reinvent it, you just need to run it with excellence. So, what now you go build? Let's build leaders. Let's build legacy. Let's run the system. Your future starts now. Let's go claim it.